Hi dolls, welcome to the Doll Beauty YouTube channel. I'm Emma, one of the Doll Beauty makeup experts, and I'm here today to show you how to create this look. Very, very simple, yet super effective. And I'm so excited to be using some new doll products today, which this is my first time trying, so let's see how we get on with these ones. I hope you'll enjoy, guys. So I'm just going to start with my skincare first of all, using one of my favourites. I use these every day, the Nip and Fab cleansing pads. So I'm just going to take one of these and just circular motions. And this just takes away anything that would be sitting on your skin. So then I go in with some of the Pixi Retinol Tonic. Just use a small amount of this one. And again, circular motions, but with this one, I like to sweep up the way on my cheekbone area there. And in between doing this, I like to just have a little scoosh of the Nip and Fab Dragon's Blood Mist. So this one just gives my skin a little plump. I feel like it just kind of gives it that nice wee plump effect. So now I'm going to go straight in using one of my absolute favourite products and favourite brands, the Rodial. So this one is the Snake Moisturiser. The only way I can describe this one is it's like a vacuum for the skin. I've genuinely never used anything like it before. So this one I'm just popping on my hands, and again, I always go up the way with this one. Like I can feel that already. It's so nice. I always just push up the way because I like my skin to look firm and plump. So I used a small amount there, one pump, but okay, so again, the same range, I'm going to use the Rodial Snake Eye Cream. One pump with this because you get quite a lot of product from that. And I just genuinely dot it round about the eye area there. And then on this wee corner here. So yeah, just like a full wee circle. And then tapping round about that area. So now, to add a bit more of a glow to my skin, I'm going to use this little one here from Tatcha. This is, you'll see it's like a light bulb on your skin. It's like so nice. The smallest amount of product with this one because it really is super shiny. I'm going to show you, put a tiny wee bit here. And you can see straight away with that one. So again, just upward motions there. Yeah, so nice. I tend to just use this on the areas that I would want to glow. So here, my forehead, I'm going to take a tiny bit down there. That's as much as of that product that I would pop on there. And then just before I go into applying my base, another little scoosh of this as well. I use quite a lot of sprays throughout my application. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a wee primer. This one I'm using the Clarins Beauty Flash Balm. I've used this one for years and I still love it. It brightens and tightens the skin and also keeps your makeup on all day. Like it just doesn't budge. So a small amount again. With this one, I'm just patting it onto the skin. I'm almost slapping my face here, but very lightly. And then I'm going to take it under my eye there too. So when you apply this, it almost goes tacky, so you need to go straight in with your foundation after you've applied that. So my first layer of foundation, I'm going to wear Studio Fix from MAC in NC30. I'm going to mix it with some of the Wet n Wild liquid highlighter, just a tiny wee bit of that. So, and then I'll just mix it on my hand first and then just apply it on my face. I always use a beauty blender to apply my base. I never ever use a brush. That's personal preference, but I like to use a beauty blender. I think it just gives you a completely seamless finish to your base, and you'll see. So what I'm doing here is just taking the excess off the back of my hand onto my beauty blender. And I'm just going to bounce that off my skin really lightly. Bounce that. And I go over my eyes here. This is probably completely alien to a lot of people out there because I know a lot of people do eyes first. But I think it's personal preference. It can work either way. Okay, so first layer of foundation on. I'm going to go on with another one now. And I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear. An NC30, this one. Just a little of this one because it is I don't need a lot, so straight in with that. I put a small amount of tan on last night, so I am going slightly darker than what I normally would. Okay, so that's that one. I tend to do everything in threes. I really don't know why, but now I'm going to go in with my third layer of foundation. And this one I'm using the Makeup Forever HD stick in shade Y365. And I'm just dotting a little on my face here. And then I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender and buff that into the skin. Now as we go onto each layer, you'll gradually see it start to look more seamless. And that is 3 layers of foundation on. I like to use 3 because they all offer different purposes. So this last one gives my skin a nice glow, and the first one was a nice full coverage. And then the second one was like medium, so I'm getting a good mix there. Okay, so foundation done. I'm now going to go straight in with my concealer. And again, obviously I'm going to use 3. So the first one I like to use is the MAC Pro Longwear. I personally, when I'm using tan, I don't change my concealer colour. I know a lot of people probably will, but I still like to be lighter and brighter under the eye area. So this one I'm using shade NC20. And I'm just going to take, you don't need a lot of that one, I'm just using a small, that's probably too much. Under here. And in with my Beauty Blender. And just push that into the skin there. Okay, so concealer 1 done. I'm now going to go in with concealer number 2, and I'm going to use the Fenty one, which I really, really love at the minute. This one in shade 120. You need the smallest amount of this, but I feel this really does brighten the eye area and it covers amazing. So I would normally do that. That looks so nice, but that is where I would normally do this. And again, I'm just going to push that into my skin. But the coverage on this one's so nice. After that one, I'm going to use a tiny amount of the NARS. This wee one is shade Vanilla. So a small amount of this one. And you can see it is just a small amount, but with this one, I'm going to take this across the lids here. And again, and with my Beauty Blender, I am just using the same Beauty Blender here, I'm not changing it at all. I'm just making sure it's all blended in there. Okay, so 3 concealers later, that's that done now. What I do like to do in between this stage, I will use quite a bit of this product. So this is just a Superdrug one, but it's a hydrating mist, the vitamin E. This, for me, I couldn't work without. It really does add a boost of hydration to your skin because I'm continually applying products. So, and it sprays really, really quickly, you'll see. So I do use this quite a bit, and it comes out so fast, so you don't need a lot. So I've done that wee spray now, so I'm going to go in with my contour stick now. Okay, so this one I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution. This is shade F13. So with this basically I'm trying to create a nice definition and shape to my face. So I always, a little tip, pull this tiny bit of hair. There you can naturally see now where I want to contour. I don't know if you can see that. That's showing me that wee line there where I want to go. So I'm just going to take that up the way and follow there, you can see. And then I'm going to just do the same here, but pull there. You can see there. And then I just always like to take a wee bit down the centre of my nose and circle that at the bottom. And then just here. And then a small amount there. Okay, this looks so nice at the minute, but it will in the end. And now I'm going to start using brushes now. So I'm going to go in with this little brush. It's a wee Sigma one. And I'm just going to buff this just so it's slightly softer, but you're still getting some definition there. I don't like to see lines when my makeup's finished. I like it all to be completely buffed into the skin, so you'll see how I'll do that. Okay, so I will now go back in with the same beauty blender that I used before. And again, I don't want any separation lines, so I want to bring it all together. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just bringing all this together. And then I'm going to just use this area of my beauty blender and I'm going to swoosh that up like that and then put the beauty blender back in just to make it sharper, but still soft at the same time. And then just take my beauty blender around my nose contour just to kind of soften that area. Okay, so you can naturally see there we're getting a bit of shape, we're getting a bit of definition, but there's nothing too harsh. So I'm going to use some more of this little one. Okay, I'm now going to use this. I used years ago and I've only started using it again, and I love to use this because it's super soft and super creamy, but the glow it gives you is so nice. So this is Chanel bronzer, and it's a cream bronzer. And I always just use this after I've done my contour. So this is actually a blusher brush, but it works really nice with this product. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to follow the same places that I used my contour stick there. So I'm going to go round here. I love the texture of this, it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm just picking up, I think the key is picking up a little and you can continually keep adding. And although it looks like I'm putting on a lot, I am picking up a very, very small amount of the product every time. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Again, you can just see that's adding now to the structure of the face. I'm going to use another little bit of this. I like to just keep my skin as glowy and as hydrated throughout as possible. So I go through so much of that. And that particular one, I want to say is less than £4 in Superdrug. So it's a really, really good buy, that one. Okay, so now that I've got my cream contour on and I'm bronzed, I'm going to go in with a powder bronzer. And I'm going to start off by using MAC Dark Golden. This is just really soft, but it just adds that more definition. So circular motions here, just following exactly the same areas that I've done previously. And again, picking up just a small amount of product every time. And with this one, I'll take a tiny bit across the eyes. I'm not being structured with this, I'm just picking it up and I'm just putting it onto the eyes. Okay, so bronzer number 2. I'm going to use the Milani in shade 4. I love these bronzers because although that one I just used wasn't completely matte, this one just, I'll show you, you'll see what I mean. Just love the texture of these. Really, really glowy. Okay, so I'm just, you can see with that already. Okay, so for my third bronzer, I'm going to go in with Milani again, but this time shade 5. So same brush again. And just in the same areas that I popped all my other contour products. Okay, so just using a small amount of that. So now I'm going to have another spray. I go through so much of this, and I think that's why I do really love this one, because you get all the benefits from it, but it's such a good price. So pop some more of that one on. So I'm now going to I'm actually going to use bronzer on my eyes today. This is so easy and so good for an everyday makeup, but I'm going to show you how you can super glam just wearing bronzer on your eyes. So I'm going to use the Doll Beauty bronzer, and this one I'm going to use in shade medium. The texture of these are amazing. They're so soft. You almost think that it should be a cream bronzer. They're that soft, but it's not. It's a powder. So I'm going to just, before I go on, I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender, just no product on it. I'm just patting my eye there. Okay, so this wee one, I'm just patting on the bronzer, the Doll Beauty one. Okay, so there doesn't need to be any structure with this. I'm just patting on and I'm just buffing it up the way. This shade is so, so nice, isn't it? This is medium I'm using. I slightly bring it down here so that you'll see where I'm going with this. So again, I'm just picking up a small amount of product and patting on and buffing it up the way. You so don't have to be neat with this at all. When I'm taking it out the edges, I'm just going up the way. I spend the least amount of time on my eyes when I'm doing my makeup, but this can still be so effective. I'll show you. So yeah, I'm just slightly buffing it up the way, not right up to my brow bone, but I like to use a lot of product in there. Okay, so that's that for that eye. The same again in this one. So patting it on. How nice is that shade though? And it's so pigmented. I mean, that's just bronzer, no eyeshadow. So that's all I'm going to use on my eyes from that colour. So that was the medium. I'll go in now with, again, the Doll Gimme Sun, and I'm going to use a wee bit of dark here. I just like to use a small amount of this one just to deepen up in the socket. So I'll use a slightly different brush. And again, I'm picking up a small amount and I'm just using it just around that area there. And I'm only kind of keeping focus in this one in the socket area. Okay, so now I'm just going to go just to soften the nose up a wee bit, and with, again, the Beauty Blender, no product on it. And a little tip here, just to sharpen up the edges, but not to have it too harsh, but just to have it so it's going like up this way. I use this, and I just press and pull almost, and you can see you've got a nice, it's just going the way that my highlight is going to go, so it's all going to flow. And I'm going to do the same again here. So I just press and pull, that's it. And then if you want to push it out a wee bit more, you could just use this brush and just kind of pull it up that way. But I think that's enough, really, so effective. Okay, so now I've got the shape that's naturally kind of coming together. I'll finish my eyes in a wee minute. I am now going to put on my highlighter. This will all link together in the end, you will see, because I've got now this shape here. So again, I'm going to use some more of the good old Superdrug spray. I'm going to let that sink into my skin. Using my doll mirror here as a little fan. So first of all, again, I use 3 highlighters. So my first highlighter will be the Doll Beauty, and I love the Shine Bright. So this one I apply first. So that's just sunk into my skin, that vitamin E spray. So it's still, I like to use that because I feel like your skin has something to attach, like to cling to from the highlighter. So now that that's settling in, my highlighter will naturally cling to that. So I'm just going to place the area first where I feel that I want to highlight. So again, a small amount of the Doll highlighter here, just here. I'm not really brushing at this point as much, I'm just placing the product. So for me, that's where I want to highlight. I don't want to bring it down any further, I just want to kind of keep it here, yeah? So I'm going to do the same this side. I'm going to add a wee bit more spray on that. And I'm just placing it at this point. Yeah, that's as far as I want to go with that. Yeah, and I personally like to take some highlighter into my hairline. I'm naturally just following the same steps as where I went with my contour, where I went with my blusher, where I went with my bronzer, round the same areas, exact same areas, because you want it all to flow. So again, I'm just using the same highlighter in my hairline. And I like to just follow a wee bit here as well. Okay, so that's enough of the Shine Bright. And you can see, so nice. Genuinely one of my favourite highlighters. I don't feel that there's another one out there that's as pigmented or as blinding as what this Doll highlight. I love this one. So I'm going to go over with a small amount of the Doll Light Like a Diamond. Use a different brush for this one. That one I feel like it pats onto the skin. This one I feel like we're buffing it on. So I'm using, this is a Peaches brush, this one. And again, I'm just going to quickly spray. So that will just give this something to cling to again. So with this, circular motions now. and I'm being really light-handed with my brush. I'm not pushing this on. It's almost like I'm whipping it on almost. That's what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. And I'm following exact same areas as what I did previously. Now with a highlighter, I personally don't like to have a line where you've got your bronzer, a line where you've got your highlight. I like it all to be one. So I'm going to show you how I bring that all together so we don't have any lines. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's personal preference, but I don't like it that way on my skin. So I'm just picking up little bits of the product and whisking it on. How nice is that highlighter? I honestly love this one. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Highlighter number 3, I'm going to use Doll, the Pretty Little Glow. This shade is just stunning. The only way I can describe is like a rose goldy. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this one, using the same brush, and I'm going to, you don't need a lot of this one because it's so blinding. Okay, so that's my 3 highlighters on. I'm now going to go on with blusher. So for my first blusher, I'm going to use Milani. And this is shade 13, this one, I'm sure. So this wee one. So again, using a Peaches brush, this one. With this, I'm swirling it, but I'm pushing it onto the skin at the same time. I like to use blushers that at this stage that are luminous because it completely helps with the glow. You'll see this, and I'm just taking it the same areas as what I've taken all my previous products to create my contour. So a little and keep adding. Into the hairline with this one. Okay, I love that blusher. Really do love it, it's so nice. And again, I'm going to go in with another Milani blusher this time. So this is the Milani blusher in shade 6. This one's slightly more bronzed. This one's nice if you have a tan on. Okay, in the same areas again. Always up into the hairline for me. Again, you can adapt this, like some people like to wear their blush here, and you can do so. These exact same steps, you can just adapt it into the areas that you like to use. I don't suit blusher in that area, I just like it up here. So now, I think we can naturally see now where we're getting our nice highlight, our nice contour, and we've got plenty of glow as well. So I'm going to now use another Milani blusher, and this one is shade 5. You can see I really like this one. So this is more peachy. You can see the difference between these two. And again, same areas. Yeah. Don't need a lot of that one. I'm just going to use a different brush there's no product on this one, just to blend all that in. Now, because I'm going for a really nice bronzed glow today, I'm going to add one more blusher. This Benefit one. This one is one of the California ones, so just a small amount of this on that same brush. This is genuinely what I would wear my makeup like every day. So for me anyway, this is everyday makeup. Okay, so that's my blushers done. And I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use a little bit of the Mario Badescu facial spray. I just mix the sprays up a wee bit. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the light bronzer on my eyes and just pat that on there. I'm just going to use another wee brush. This one's a crown brush. I like this because it almost just kind of guides you naturally to where you should be placing this. I do like to make a lot of definition here because I feel like it just makes your eyes really pop. Okay, so now on my brow bone up here, I am going to use a small amount of this. This one's Topshop Shuffle the Cards. Love this one. They done it years ago, but they've brought it back and they've completely changed the texture of it, and it's so much better. So again, I'm going to use the spray again, because when you put this on, this needs something to cling to this product. So, okay, so I'm just taking them again. This is a wee Peaches brush, and just placing it, and you can see how nice is that colour. This is a really easy way to glam up the bronzed eye. So all I've got on my eye is the Doll bronzer at the minute. And I'm just popping some of this on my brow bone. And mostly placing the product there. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my crown brush and just almost merge that up into that. Okay, how nice is that? To make it even nicer, I'm so excited to use this one. This is one of the new Doll candy eyes, and this one is in shade Bubblegum. So let's pop a tiny bit of this on. This is just going to work like a dream with this colour. Let's go in with this one. Look at that. What an amazing combination. Love. This is my first time using this colour, so I'm a wee bit excited. That's so nice. It's almost, it's like a kind of pinky bronzy. Oh, I love that. Okay, same again with this one. Oh my goodness, I'm genuinely so excited. Same areas here again. And don't worry about the brows, because we're going to just tidy them up, because the product's going in there. Wow. Guys, you're going to love this one. How nice is that? Such a nice shade. I'm going to do the same again, the same steps in my inner corners as what I did on my brow bone there. So I'm just going to grab a small brush, and I'm going to go in again with the Topshop one, the same ones what I used previously. Now when I'm doing my inner corner, I find it really easy to, if I almost take my brush and look up the way, and then I'm just placing it here. I don't like to have a big circle here. I like this just to look so soft. You'll see. So if you just, and it's almost like you're just dabbing it on. I'm going to use a tiny bit more. I can't stop looking at that pigment. It is so nice. To make this really pop, I'm going to use some of this. This is a new Doll product. So this is Doll's Pigment Popper. So I'm going to use a tiny amount of this. I'm just going to pop it in my inner corners. This is just going to make this pigment just even more sparkly, if that is possible. So I'm going to just use a tiny amount. And then I'm just going to let it go tacky for about 20 seconds. So again, guys, this is a new one, so I'm really excited to try this. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for a couple of seconds. And I'm going to go in with some more of the Doll pigment. Just like that. Literally just like that. That's amazing. Wow, okay, same again. So nice. I am honestly not using a lot of product here. There's hardly anything on my brush. And it's just clinging to the pigment popper there. Oh, that's so nice. Can you guys see? It's really bold, and I've only used a small amount of product, so a little definitely goes a long way with that one. And again, just to kind of blend it all in, I'm just going to take a soft Peaches brush and just buff all that in there, because you don't want to have any lines. Okay, that's so pretty. I'm now going to just put on a small amount of mascara. These are the new Doll Beauty eyelash curlers, so I'm just going to give them a quick curl, just so that when we pop lashes on, my own lashes are naturally going up and we don't have any coming out of the way. So these are so nice. These are just out, these ones. Okay, so lashes are lifted. I'm going to now just use, I really like this mascara, but I actually like the smaller one because the brush is much better. So this is Clinique High Impact Mascara. And I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of this on my own lashes. Mascara. So I'm just wiggling this along my bottom lashes here as well. I like to do just maybe a couple of coats of that, because you probably have noticed I've not taken any eye makeup underneath my eye. At the minute, I just think I like no eye makeup underneath. I think it's much fresher and it's so much softer. I don't take any product under my eye at all. I'll pat a bit of powder on, but no eye makeup. You could, if you wanted to, maybe put some bronzer again underneath there, but for me, I just leave it as is. That's me got a wee bit more mascara on my eyes now. I'm now going to use a bit of this. Now for you guys that haven't tried this, I managed to get this one, because I don't think it's in the UK yet. I got it in Belfast in a shop called BTY, so anybody that's over that way, you can get it in there. It's really reasonable as well. So for this, I'm going to bake with this one, just to give a nice bit of definition, and I'm using shade 10 Fair Light. Now, I'm just going to use this as a damp sponge, and it's just a Real Technique one, this one. But it's got an angled edge so that it helps. I'll show you where. So for instance, you can see straight away that's giving me that angle there. So I'm just going to take this down just underneath where I've popped my bronzer and blusher. Beautiful. I know it looks a bit daft, but it will be nice. And again, the same here. And then I am going to just pop a wee bit on the end of my nose there with this one. And then I'm not adding any more, but the wee bit of product that was on my sponge there, I'm just pushing that into my skin there. How nice I look at this stage, but we'll dust all this off. Okay, so I'm just gonna link all that there. And I have a funny thing about these wee areas in here. So I'm gonna push some more product in there, and then this will seal that wee bit here. Okay, so leave this on. Can't actually take myself seriously with this on. We'll leave this on for a couple of seconds. I don't leave it on much longer than that. And then I'll just dust it off. So I'm almost chiseling this now, like just, we don't want to lose the shape, but we just want to take it away from underneath. So you can see that's left, I'm going to show you the difference here. So that's left now a line. I don't want to keep it like that. So how am I going to fix that? I'm going to go back in with my original blusher brush. And I'm just going to buff this. Because as I said at the start, we want it to naturally flow. I just don't like it when it's separated. So I'm going to show you the side that I've started to work on, so it's softer and it's flowing. So this is the side I've started, and this is the side I haven't touched. So you can completely see the difference. This one is a stripe. This one, we're starting to get it blended and there's not any sign of any stripe there. So there's no product on this apart from what I used earlier, so I'm just circular motions, blending it in the way. Okay, and at this point I would possibly go back in with the lightest Milani blusher, shade 13, because we don't want to add too much product. Yeah, a small amount of that. I think some people get slightly scared of blusher, but I think if you have the right colour and the right texture, have them right, and you know, you can, I never really used to use blusher years ago, but I honestly couldn't work without a blusher, but these are the ones that I would use every day, all the Milani ones, because they have a luminosity through them, and then I would finish it off with something that's just going to add a burst of colour, so that's why I used the Benefit one at the end. I'm going to use a tiny bit more of that just to bring it all together. I know I am using a lot of products here, but you don't need to use as much as what I am. You can change it and tailor it to your face shape, to your face, if you want to change the colour of the blushers. But these ones just work with the makeup look that I'm doing today. Okay, so now we have no lines. It's all just completely, it's as if it's like sunk into the skin. So now, I am going to go in with my lashes. This instantly just makes such a difference to the eye look. I'm going to show you one on and one without, just so you can see the big difference. So for my lashes, I'm going to use the Doll Beauty lashes, and these ones are Esmeralda. I'm going to show you them. Super fluffy. And I really like these lashes because they start off small, but they gradually get bigger, so it elongates the eye. These are so pretty on, I'm going to show you guys. So just a little tip with the lashes. I hear so many people on a daily basis saying, oh, you know, I love lashes, but wouldn't have the last clue how to put them on, wouldn't know what I'm doing with them. So I'm just going to give you a couple of tips, because I totally believe anybody can apply lashes, and it is just practice with them. But so I've taken them out, and I'm just going to push them out this way and just be gentle when I'm pulling them because they're attached onto there. So one of the most important things when you're applying lashes, if I was to just go and put this on my eye now, it would naturally ping off. Because it's so used to being in the shape of that container, that's what it would do. So first of all, what you need to do is take your lash and give it a little wiggle. So, and then just bend it. Don't be scared to move, it's not going to break. So just kind of wiggle, give it a bend, because you want it to cling to your eye shape, you don't want it to ping back. So that's what I'm doing now. Just giving it a little wiggle. So it's super flexible now. Okay, so I always have to cut lashes. I think most people generally are the same, but always cut from this side, so always cut from the outer. If you do cut too much off, don't panic, because a lot of people go, oh, I've cut that same lash is ruined. It's not. Just keep the section that you've cut off and you can always add into it. I generally will add it back in anyway, I'm going to show you that. So now, I always take these wee inner corners off as well because they bother me. They irritate my eyes. So that wee inside, the extra bit of the band, I'm going to take off. And then I'm going to cut. Now I've only cut a tiny wee bit off here, but I'm going to pop that back in at the end just to make them look even wispier. Okay, so I'm still wiggling my lash. So I'm going to pop some of the Doll Lash glue on. And this, we just wait for this to go tacky for a couple of seconds. And by that, I just mean so it goes slightly sticky. When you use the new Doll Beauty lash applicators to pop these on, I'm really excited to use these. I haven't tried them yet. So that's such an easy tool. And I think everybody's different. Some people like to go in with their hands and some people like to use like a tweezer of some form. But I think this is so much better because you can get it actually stuck right to where it needs to be. And I'll show you what I do, but I cling these on that way as well. First of all, I'm just going to have it stuck on here, just roughly where I want it. No, and then I'm going to move it now with these. I use my hands and the tweezers, but I'm going to move it. Oh, these lashes are beautiful. I haven't used these ones in a long time. But instantly you can see now, no lashes. Like what a difference to that makeup look. These are super fluffy, and because they do gradually kind of wing out, I just think they just make the eye look sultry, a wee bit sultry almost. So yeah, these are just really nice on. Love. I'm going to let that just cling to the lash a wee bit more. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these tweezers. So these lashes again are the Esmeralda ones, and you can get them on the Doll Beauty site, them ones. So now, I'm going to use these tweezers. I'm going to tip them up that way. So again, this is another little tip stroke technique that you guys could use. I'm just going to go right into my lash line here, and I'm just going to pinch. And what this is doing is clinging your own lash to the strip lash so that there's no separation there, so that it's all as one. So I'm tipping them upside down and doing this. So I just keep doing little sections of that until you can just see that, like, the wee top bit of your eye there. There we go. So that's that lash on. I personally don't use mascara. You can do if you wish, and even if you just wanted to use it along here, but I don't. I feel like it does ruin the shelf life of your lashes, so I don't feel like I need them. These lashes are jet black, they're enough. I've not got any eyeliner on, I don't use any eyeliner. I wouldn't use that for this look because I think it would just make it look too harsh, so there we are. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. So again, just taking out its little home here, and just having a little jiggle about with it. Just popping my glue on now. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this wee one on. So first of all, I'm just placing it on. There's no, that's not setting, that it's going to stay that way. And then I'm just going to let it cling almost, and then I'm just going to jiggle it about a wee bit until I get it sitting exactly the way that I want it. These are so good for just pulling like that wee area down and then just sticking it on there. I think for anybody that's new to wearing lashes, something like this will really help you. And just have a play about with them, because I think it's important to get the lash sitting correctly. If not, it can change the eye look, so we just need to make sure that the lashes are sitting correctly. But just have a play about with them till they sit exactly the way that you want them to. That's them on. So these they're just so light, like they really don't feel heavy. They're so fluffy, but they just really do add to that eye look. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to do my lips. And I always like to use a bit of concealer first, so I'm going to pop on the NARS one. Just a tiny, tiny wee amount. So just a couple of dots. There. And I'm going to just use my beauty blender. And then I'm going to use lip liner here is from Inglot, and it's number 67. And I'm almost colouring in the lip here as well. Just a wee bit. Okay, that's a really nice shade, that wee one. So shade Smooch from Jordana Tisha. And this is a matte one, so I'm just going to use a small amount, and then I'll show you. So that's all I would use of that. I'm going to use my finger now to blend that in. Okay, so I like to just add a wee bit of gloss. And so I'm going to now use another Jordana Tisha one, and this is Dare to Bare. So this is a wee gloss, this one. I'm just popping that over the top. So that is the full makeup look complete. So all I have used on my eyes has been bronzer and the new Doll Pigment. And that's it, that's all. I've not brought anything underneath, I've just used a wee bit of mascara and I've put on a nice set of fluffy lashes. So I'm now going to seal the makeup, I like to say seal, and I'm going to use the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin. I'm going to just do this all over. I'm going to be nice and generous with this. There we go. Look complete.